Welcome back to part 3 of mapping skills. In this video, we'll be discussing chapter 4 to chapter 12 of social paper 1 Andhra Pradesh state syllabus. Now let us move to chapter 4, that is climate of India. In this chapter, some important places are given to locate on India's map. The first one, Leh, the capital city of Ladakh, and it is located here. Then Delhi, it is the national capital territory of India, it is located here. Then Jaipur, it is the capital city of Rajasthan, and its location is here. Then Chennai, it is the capital city of Tamil Nadu, and it is located here. Now let us move to the first map reading question. So observe the given map here. It shows India's average temperature in degrees Celsius in January. And the first question is, which states have 10 degrees Celsius average temperature in January? You can see this is the 10 degree average line. So looking at that, you will get the names of the states. They are Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, etc. Jammu is also there, but it is a union territory now. Second question, which states have 20 degrees Celsius average temperature in January? You can see in the middle of India there is 20 degree Celsius average temperature line. So you will have the states Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, West Bengal, etc. Now let us go to the second map reading question. Observe the map given here. It shows India's average temperature in degrees Celsius in the month of May. Now let us move to the first question. Which states have 30 degrees Celsius average temperature in May? The states are Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, etc. Now second question. Which states have 25 degrees Celsius average temperature in May? They are Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, West Bengal, Arunachal Pradesh, etc. Now let us move to the third map reading question. Observe the map given here. It shows onset of southwest monsoon in India. Now let us go to the first question. In which state southwest monsoon enter first? Here you can see it's on 1st June in Kerala. So this is on the west side, and you can see Tripura is also here on 1st June. But Kerala is on the west side, so it reaches to the Kerala at first. Now second question, when do the southwest monsoons reach Gujarat? This is the state of Gujarat, so the date is 15th June. Next third question, in which state southwest monsoons enter last? So when we observe the map, we can see that 15th July, that is the last date here, and the state is Rajasthan. Here we move to chapter 5, Indian rivers and water resources. Here we discuss about the Himalayan river system. The Himalayan rivers are otherwise known as perennial rivers, and it includes river Indus, river Ganga, and river Brahmaputra and their tributaries. The first one, Indus, and it is located here, and its tributaries are Jhelum, Ravi, Chenab, Satluj, etc. Now let us move to river Ganga. This is the location of river Ganga, and its tributaries are Yamuna, Chambal, Betwa, and Son. Now the third one, that is on the east side, that is Brahmaputra. This is the location of Brahmaputra. We have to draw like this. Then its tributaries are Dibang, Subansiri, Lohit, etc. Here we are going to learn about the location of 5 important west flowing rivers in India. The first one, river Luni, and it is located here. Then river Sabarmati, the location is here. Then river Mahi, it is located here. River Narmada, the location of river Narmada is this one. Then river Tapti, and it is located here. Here we discuss about the most important peninsular rivers. Mahanadi. This is the location of Mahanadi. Next, the longest peninsular river, that is Godavari, and this is the location of Godavari. The second longest peninsular river, that is Krishna river. This is the Krishna river. Next, Tungabhadra river. This is the location of Tungabhadra river, and this is the Tungabhadra dam's location. Next, river Penna. This is the location of river Penna. Then Kaveri river. This is the location of Kaveri river, and this is flowing between two states, that is Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. There were some issues with the water usage between these two states also. So this is the location of Kaveri river. Now let us learn some important places that will be asked from this chapter to locate on India map. They are: first one, Tibet. This is the location of Tibet. Next, Mount Kailash. This is the Mount Kailash. Next, Manasarovar Lake. This is Lake Manasarovar. This is the location. Next, Devaprayag. It is the place where Bhagirathi and Alagananda joins together and forms Ganga. This is the location. Next, Chemayungdung Glacier. This is the location. Next, Haridwar. It's near to Devaprayag. This is Haridwar. This is the location. Next, Triambak Plateau. It is the origin place of river Godavari. This is the location. Next, Hiware Bazaar. That is also near to Triambak Plateau in Maharashtra only. This is the location. Next, Perumati Gram Panchayat. It is in Kerala. It is in Palakkad district. This is the location. Next, twin sources of river Ganga, that is Bhagirathi and Alagananda. These two. Next, Sundarbans, that you can see in West Bengal and in Bangladesh. This area is Sundarbans. Next, Nasik. This is the location of Nasik. Practice this one. Now let us move to the map reading question. Here is a map of river Ganga and Brahmaputra. Observe this one and answer the given question. First one, what are the north tributaries of river Ganga? Yamuna, Gomti, Gaghara, Gandak and Kosi. Second question, what are the south tributaries of river Ganga? They are Chambal, Betwa, Tamsa and San. Third question, what are the tributaries of Brahmaputra? Lohit, Dibang, Subansiri and Teesta. Now let us move to chapter 6, that is the people. The important questions may be asked from this lesson are: the state with the highest sex ratio, that is Kerala, and it is located here. Not only that, it is the state with the highest literacy rate. Next question, the state with the lowest sex ratio in India, that is Haryana, and this is the location of Haryana. Then the state with lowest literacy rate, that is Bihar, and it is located here. Next, the state with the lowest density of population, that is Arunachal Pradesh, and this is the location of Arunachal Pradesh. The state with the highest density of population, that is West Bengal. This is the location of West Bengal. The highest populated city in Andhra Pradesh, that is Visakhapatnam, and this is the location of that city. Now let us move to the map reading question. The below map show the area of countries on the basis of population. It would look like this. How is it different from other world maps? Discuss. This map does not show actual scale like other world maps, but the real world map shows the countries with their physical area on the earth. But this presentation of the map shows the size of the continents and countries proportionate to the population of that area. The Asian continent contains highest populous countries in the world, and so it is shown in big size. Now let us move to the next map reading question. Observe this map. It shows the population density of India at district level, and answer the given questions. The first question, what does the map show? Obviously, the map shows the population density of India. Second, which states have low density of population? According to the map, Arunachal Pradesh, Rajasthan, Mizoram, Sikkim, etc. are the states having low density of population. Third question, what is India's population density as per the census 2011? India's population density was 382 persons per square kilometer in 2011. Fourth question, which states have the highest population density? Bihar, West Bengal, UP, Punjab, Haryana, Kerala, etc. are the states with the highest population density. Now the last question, which union territory has the lowest population density in India? It is the Andaman and Nicobar Islands with 46 persons per square kilometer. Now let us move to another important map reading question. Here is the map. Go through that and you have to understand that all the answers related to this map will not be given in this map itself. You will be getting some general questions also with relation to this map. So here is a question. Find out if there is any relationship between relief features of India and population density. The answer, yes, there is a relationship between the relief features of India and population density. The plain regions have high density of population than the mountain regions and plateau regions. When you observe the map, you will understand that one. This is the Indo-Gangetic Plain. That area is the highly populated area in India. Now let us move to the second question. Identify major urban centers across the country. How do you explain the high population density in the cities? The urban centers are Mumbai, Kolkata, New Delhi, etc. What are the reasons? The reasons are employment opportunities and availability of health, educational, transport and such other facilities are the reasons for high density of populations in cities. Here we move to chapter 7, that is people and settlement. Here we point the mega cities in India. They are New Delhi and this is the location. Next Kolkata, this is the location, and Mumbai, it's the capital city of Maharashtra and it is located here. Now let us point out some of the important metropolitan cities in India. They are Ahmedabad, it is in Gujarat and this is the location. Second one, Hyderabad, this is capital city of Telangana and the location is here. Next, the capital city of Karnataka, that is Bengaluru. This is the location of Bengaluru. And the capital city of Tamil Nadu, that is Chennai, and this is the location of Chennai. Here in this map, you can see all the international airports in India and their locations. But here we are going to specify some important jet-age cities, otherwise known as aerotropolis. They are the city where Indira Gandhi International Airport is situated, that is New Delhi, this is the location. Then the city where Rajiv Gandhi International Airport is situated, that is Hyderabad, this is the location of that one. Now Bengaluru is an aerotropolis and it is the capital city of Karnataka and it is located here. This is the location of Bangalore Airport. Now let us move to chapter 8, that is people and migration. The important states, places and areas that may come from these chapters are given here. The first one, Uttarakhand. This is the location of Uttarakhand. Next, Rajasthan. Here you can see this is Rajasthan. Next, Manipur. Here it is. This is Manipur. Next, Madhya Pradesh. Here you can see this is Madhya Pradesh. And then Chhattisgarh. Near to Madhya Pradesh there is Chhattisgarh. This is the location of Chhattisgarh. Next, Odisha. It is also near to Chhattisgarh. This is the state of Odisha. Next, Vijayawada. It is in Andhra Pradesh and this is the location of Vijayawada. The capital city of Andhra Pradesh, that is Amaravati. This is the location of Amaravati. Next, Karnataka state. This is Karnataka state near to Andhra Pradesh. Next, Maharashtra, near to Karnataka on the north side, that is Maharashtra. Next, Kerala. South of Karnataka, a small state is there, that is Kerala. Now, Koyna Dam. It is in Maharashtra. This is the location of Koyna Dam. Now, let us move to the map reading question. Here is the map. Observe that one, and it shows the urban interstate migration. Now, let us move to the question. Name the states of India among which major urban to urban interstate migrations occur. They are Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Maharashtra, Gujarat, etc. Here you can see another important map reading question, and here is the map, and it shows the major net rural to urban interstate migration. So now let us move to the question. Name the states of India among which major rural to urban interstate migrations occur. They are Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, etc. Here we move to chapter 9, that is Rampur, a village economy. We don't expect much questions from this area. So the important questions that may come from this area are which state Rampur belong to, that is UP. This is the location of UP, and this is the location of Rampur, and nearby a city is there, that is Jahangirabad. This is the location of Jahangirabad. Now let us move to chapter 10, that is globalization. Here in this map you can see the most important question that may ask from this chapter. The first one, the location of Delhi. This is the location of Delhi. Next, to point out Hyderabad, and this is the location of Hyderabad. Next question, Ford Motors established their first plant in India. Where is it? Yes, it is in Chennai, and this is the location of Chennai. Let us move to chapter 11, that is food security. The most important map pointing questions are given in this map here. Let us go through that one. The first one, West Bengal. This is the location of West Bengal. And to locate Kolkata, that is also in West Bengal. This is the location of Kolkata. And then Midnapur, that is also in West Bengal. This is the location of Midnapur. Next, the first state that started midday meal scheme in India, that is Tamil Nadu, and this is the location of Tamil Nadu. Next, the state with the lowest prevalence of underweight in India, that is Kerala, and this is the location of Kerala. Next, the state with the highest prevalence of underweight in India, that is Gujarat, and this is the location of Gujarat. Let us move to last chapter, that is chapter 12, Sustainable Development with Equity. Here in this map you can see the most important questions that may be asked from this chapter. The first one, Chipko Andolan state, that is Uttarakhand. This is the location of Uttarakhand. Next, Madhya Pradesh state, it is located here. River Narmada, this is the location of River Narmada. Next, Banchara Hills, that is in Hyderabad, and this is the location of Hyderabad. Next, Dharavi, that is in Mumbai, so this is the location of Mumbai. Next, Sardar Sarovar Dam or Narmada River Valley project, this is the location. Next, the endosulfan affected district of Kerala state, that is the northern district of Kerala, that is Kasaragod, and this is the location of Kasaragod. Dear children, hope you understood this session very well, and don't forget that practice makes man perfect. So practice this session again and again, and thank you for watching this video.